let me tell you that how we are going to proceed. First of all, just go through these points कि हम क्या करने वाले हैं. Before that, this is the format. This is the format. This is how you are going to face questions in your paper. So this is the format. On the left hand side, you will be having a long passage. On the right hand side, you will be having questions followed by 5 options. Okay, that's it. So let's discuss. I have already shown you the format of the questions, how it is asked. Later, we will be discussing objectives. Then we will talk about the types of the questions which are asked, and obviously the strategy that should be used when you are solving these questions. It's very simple. Got it? Let's begin then. Okay, let's begin. See guys, first of all, let me just tell you that especially in CAT exam or in other like GMAT exams, especially in MBA exams, the ratio of the questions, right, from which field is there. This is what I'm telling you. So see, it's not just like that we have started the class and we will be jumping on the questions and I'll be telling you tricks and I'll be telling you methods to solve these questions. No, first of all, you have to have the understanding, right? Understanding or knowledge about the enemy that you are going to fight with, correct? So first of all, understand everything. And we will be talking about this genre thing later on because there are multiple things that will come in our way. So objectives are, these are the objectives that we have today. The focus will be on increasing your reading speed. These are the objectives. Okay. And the most important and the crucial thing, that to develop the retention capacity. Because what happens, you learn one thing, then second, then third. The moment you learn the fourth thing, the first the first is vanished. Does this happen with you? Whether it is in vocabulary, whether it is in any other topic or any other subject, does this happen with you? Right? So that is the main thing. That is the most important thing, according to me, that if you are not able to retain things, that then there is no use of anything. Later, we will be discussing different types of questions. Different types means not the pattern, the types. Right? The kind of the questions, the types of the question, and what are the objectives of asking those questions. Objective means purpose. We will be discussing every single thing. Don't worry about that. Then POE. Any idea what does it mean by POE? Because in the previous session of Parajumble, I had mentioned this term precisely. What does it mean by POE? I had precisely mentioned this term. Very good, Ronak. Very good. Any other person? Process of elimination. Because in your examinations, aptitude tests, so whether you are dealing with any section, quant, reasoning, verbal, you cannot solve a question. You should not. You can, but you must not solve any question without using this point. This point of this process of elimination is a must thing, and it actually makes your task easy. I'll show you how. And then streamline the approach. That means whatever I'm teaching you here, that should be streamlined. Approach can be, approach can vary. It depends on you, but you have to start the same way that I'm going to tell you initially. Okay, so I hope these things are clear. Now let's jump on the core part. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask everybody a question. Why reading comprehension is given in examination? Can anybody tell me why reading comprehension questions are given in examinations? Anyone? Why RCs are given in exam? I want your answers. Because as a manager, you will have to read a lot of Correct. Amazing, Ronak. Test reading skills. Okay, Kumar. To interpret the passage in various ways. Okay, Labiba, that's a new insight. But does it really require? Is it really required there? Let's discuss. To find the crux of the matter from the long pass messages frequently. Okay. Check analyzing skills. Okay. Nice. Okay. See, this all about just think as a manager what you're going to do. What is the biggest task of a manager? What does a manager do? Just answer this. What does a manager do? He manages. He manages every single thing, correct? And to manage what he's supposed to do. To manage things, what he's supposed to do. Whether it is delegating task, right? Whether to understand what. If you can give answer, in detail, so that would be better. What does a manager do? Management is all about decision making. Can we say this? Please answer. Yes. So you have to make decisions, right? You have to make decisions. See, this chapter, this topic is going to be amazingly, amazingly. I'm not actually getting that word, but it is going to be amazing, right? So what happens most of the time? If you agree with me, then just say yes in chat box. If you agree with me, what I'm going to say. Does it really happen that sometimes what happens, what I am trying to convey and what the other person is understanding may vary? Does this happen? What you try to convey to your parents, to your friends, to your officials, and what they understand is a different thing. And later you realize, यार मैंने तो ये तो बोला ही नहीं था. मैंने तो ये बोला ही नहीं था. Do you really feel this? This happens? Alan, Labiba. Yes, it happens a lot. Yes, Agrawal, yes. Okay. So we will, you will come to know why this happens. So at least if other person is not able to, get that clarity, you should have that clarity. Let me show you this. So first of all, let's discuss the objectives. Reading comprehension questions focus on the following skills. Definitely to develop some types of skills, and what these are: ability to identify stated and non-stated ideas, and something which is non-stated is inferred. So don't worry, because we are going to face many new terms like inference. We are going to see new word like assumption, although it's not new for you, but we will be having all these words, and you will come to know what exactly these words mean. Don't worry about that. So ability to understand complex, sophisticated writing. That means if a difficult words in simple words, difficult words, and what they are trying to convey. Because sometimes what happen, one word can have more than one meanings, right? So this is about that, and I'll be discussing all these points one by one in a very detailed manner. So don't worry about that. Ability to understand the purposes and functions of the passage components. So this term is very important for you. Passage components. What does it mean by? So let's say there is a passage. I'll be explaining it in a very detailed manner. Don't worry. Let's say there are 10 lines in a passage. Let's say there are 10 lines in a passage. So what will happen? These first two lines can be the intro part. Then the other lines would be something else, let's say background information. Then the other three lines can be the support about the information which is given previously, right? And at last there is a conclusion. So these are the components. What I'm saying: introduction, background information, support, and conclusion. These are the components. Don't worry, everything will come in a detailed manner. Don't worry about that. Ability to draw inferences and facts from a statement. So I'll be discussing it in a very detailed manner. Don't worry about that. Okay. So the 4 points are ability to identify stated and non-stated ideas, because what is given there, what is written in, if you're reading some, email or a letter, so few things are mentioned, but few things the person is trying to convey, but he's not explicitly mentioning, correct? So you have to understand both, because to make a decision, you should have all the data. Decisions are never made on, incomplete data. If you all are clear till this point, everybody will write in chat box P1 clear. This is one method of acknowledgement for me. Everything is clear? P1 clear, everybody? Great. Great. Let's proceed further and discuss all these points one by one. The first thing is ability to identify the stated and non-stated ideas. Example. One situation is given there. Emily, there is a person, lady. She receives an invitation to a party from her friend Sarah. So the name of the friend is Sarah. The invitation reads, join us for a movie night tonight at my place. This Saturday, not tonight. So join us for a movie night at my place this Saturday at 7 p.m. Feel free to bring snacks. Feel free to bring snacks. Can you please tell me what are the things which are mentioned here? Stated means explicit, right? If something is stated, it is explicit. If something is not stated, it means implicit, correct? So what is clearly given there? What is clearly mentioned? Invitation for watching a movie. Very good. I want answers from everybody. Okay, I want answers from everybody. Great. Correct. And can you please tell me, is there anything which is not mentioned? Is there anything which is not mentioned? Bring snacks on your own. Okay, great. Okay, great. Correct. So what was mentioned there? Let me show you. Stated idea is that invitation is given to Emily, right? Sarah is inviting Emily to a movie night at her place on Saturday 7 p.m. What is not given there? Non-stated idea. That is, she said that feel free to bring snacks, correct? So what was not mentioned? The non-stated idea is that guests are encouraged to bring their own snack, implying that food may not be provided by the host. It's very simple. And I have taken all the examples here. Which are, related to our daily lives. I have not taken any bookish examples. Everybody clear with this? Stated and non-stated idea? If yes, everybody will write P2 clear. P2 clear. Great. So I'm giving you one more situation. And for this, you have to answer. I will not. You have to answer. No problem, Nirmal. This class would be available on YouTube, so you can go through it. Don't worry. Just read this and tell me what is stated there, what is not stated. I'm discussing the same thing. You have to tell me what is stated, what is not. What is implicit, what is explicit. So the situation is given. John is talking to his colleague Mary, and he's talking about a project that they are working on. They both are working on. And John says, I have been working late every day this week to meet the deadline. I wish I could get some help with research. Okay. So explicitly is what is given explicitly? That he's overwhelmed. He's exhausted with the work. Right? Please answer me yes or no. Stated idea is that he has been working all day night. He's burning midnight oil. There is an idiom. Correct. And what is implicit there? What he's not saying directly, that he's feeling exhausted because of the workload. This is given there, but he's asking for somebody's help. Right? He's asking for a help that he can get from anybody precisely from the person he's talking to. Correct? This is a stated and non-stated. Very good. So I hope now you all have understood what is meant by stated and non-stated. Okay, I'm asking everyone. Can you give me one practical example from your life recently that happened with you? Maybe your friend, your parents, they would have said something to you explicitly, but they meant something else. Any example? You can type in chat box. I will read. Sharma ji ka beta bahut padhai kar raha hai. That means, okay, this is a very, very good example. Sharma ji ka beta bahut padhai kar raha hai. So this was explicitly mentioned to you. And what they were trying to say implicitly, what they didn't mention, तुम उतनी पढ़ाई क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो? Correct? Life would be easy after getting good marks in class 12. तो मत बोलो, ये बहुत लोगों का दर्द है. Okay, so I hope everybody has understood the first thing, ability to understand stated and non-stated ideas. Okay, this is one thing. Let's discuss the second thing. Ability to understand complex and sophisticated writing. What does it mean by? Let me show you. One practical situation. Let's say a graduate student in astrophysics is reading a research article about the theoretical framework for the existence of dark matter in the universe. And the article is replete with the advanced mathematical equations, cosmological models, and references to cutting-edge experiments in particle physics. Okay. Now, please focus here on the situation. This person is a graduate in astrophysics. And if he's reading such a research article or research paper, which is about the framework of the existence of dark matter, which includes advanced mathematical equations, cosmological models, right? So when he would be able to understand, when he has this background, he has the knowledge about those equations and cosmological models. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Correct? Yes. So here is a situation for a person who is a graduate in astrophysics, but do not worry, you are not going to get any paragraph in examination which is out of the box, right? Do not worry about that. Do you have this thought? Just answer me. I just got this question. Do you have this question that, sir, कैसे पता चलेगा इतना सब कुछ तो है वर्ल्ड में, how we will know कि किस फील्ड से पैसेजेस आ सकते हैं? Do you have this question? Or do you ever wonder that maybe अगर मैं साइंस स्ट्रीम का होता, let's say there is a passage from science and tech. Please understand me, please listen to me very carefully what I'm saying. Let's say there is a passage from science and tech. Okay, let's say there is a passage from science and technology. So has it ever happened with you when you start reading this passage and you came to know, you realize that this is from science and technology background? Ever did you get this thought that if I were from a technical background, it would have been easy for me to understand this? Or let's say you are a science student, science graduate, and there is a passage from economy, world economy. So ever did you get this thought that if I were the student of economics background, so it would have been easy for me to understand? Ever? Yash, Kumar, I'm asking everyone. So here is an elixir for you. I'm using this word. It's a remedy, basically. Remedy is, let me tell you what I'm trying to say. Do not worry about this thing. Let me show you. If you have been given a passage, and if it is from science and tech, or it is from economy, right? There are two different terms, economics and economy. Or let's say it is from geography. So do not worry about them. The question which is given there, right? So this passage has sufficient data to answer all the questions which are given there. That means there will never be a question for which you need extra information out of this passage. Did you understand this point? So it doesn't matter from which background you are. It doesn't matter how intellectual person you are doesn't matter at all. Which is given there is enough. The only requirement is to read this, to understand this, to analyze it, and to answer this. That's it. So please answer me. Am I able to clear some of your myths that you have, that it's not that difficult? If strategically this is explained to you. Everyone, please answer. Great. So this point is also clear. Let's move to the third point. Multiple situations are given. Now, ability to understand the purpose and functions of the passage component. So I have already mentioned you what are the components, what could be the components. So components could be in two ways. One, explicit, that means which is stated in the passage. The other, implicit, that means they will not be stated in the passage. Correct? So if it is explicit, it can be introduction, it could be background information, it could be statistical data, it could be somebody's quote, it could be a conclusion, right? And precisely, there would be definitely an introduction and background information and conclusion also. May or may not be these 2 points given, but mostly these are also there. Let me show you how. The first line, right, which is given there. Just let me give you one situation, right? This is one line which says, in recent years, the relentless march of climate change has cast a growing shadow over global and food production. So this one line is given. This is one introductory part. Introduction. So can you please tell me that after reading this line, can you please tell me what this passage is all about? What could be the topic of the passage? Just after reading this line. Climate change. Amazing. Aditi Gupta, Labiba. Climate change. Climate change or only climate? Whatever. Just answer it. Don't worry. And because this is the first class, so it's very important to discuss all the basics. Otherwise, things would be very difficult. Great. No, effects of climate change on food products. Cover. Let's see. Okay, growing shadow over global food production. No worries. This is the introductory part. Later, what is given? Rising temperature. Just focus there. Rising temperature, unpredictable weather patterns, and extreme events are posing unprecedented challenges on agricultural system worldwide. So can I say this is one background information is given? That means about the topic which is discussed. This is some background information about the same. Please say. I'm giving you example of every single thing so that you should be able to understand the component of the passage. Very good. Everybody is agree with me. Amazing. Okay, let's jump to the third line. It says, according to the latest IPCC report, crop yields have declined by 5% globally over the past decade, exacerbating concerns about food shortages. So can I say this data means statistics, right, is supporting this data is supporting this information. That means backing up, or you can also say buttress. There are several words that we use. This information is supporting the previous information कि भाई recently climate change के बारे में बात किया गया है, that because of climate change few things are in a jeopardy. उसके बाद background information like rising temperatures, unpredictable weather patterns, extreme events, correct? उसके बाद में एक stats दे दिया उन्होंने, data दे दिया, correct? Very good. So this is the point that I mentioned here, statistical data, the third point. Okay. Then let's see further. Renowned climatologist Dr. Jane Davis warns the intersection of climate change and food security demands urgent attention as vulnerable communities face the brunt of these impacts. So he warns, that means he has said something. Said means he has quoted something. This is what I was saying. So if if some person is saying something, so he's quoting that thing. That's it. Okay. This is the fourth point. And at last, this is the conclusion. As we grapple with the critical situation, it is imperative that nations come together to implement sustainable practices, invest in resilient agricultural system, and prioritize global cooperation for food security. That's it. So this is the conclusive part. That's it. So are you able to understand all the 5 points that I told you right now? If it is explicit, so these points can be introduction, background information, statistical data, experts quotes, or conclusion. If till now everything is clear, everybody will write P5 clear. P5 clear. Okay. Any question as of now? If anybody has any question. Ronak, Sai, Surbhi, Tejaswin, Aditi, Akanksha, Deep Shikha, Hemank, Khushi, Kshitij, Umar, Manas, Ojal, Siddhi, Nandini, Yash, Yesha. Clear. Okay. Amazing. So this was about the explicit things. If things are mentioned in the passage, if it is stated, right? Now let us talk about things which are not stated. This is very amazing. This is very interesting, fascinating. Let's see. This we have already discussed, right? Okay. So let's understand. I'm giving you one situation. The situation is first thing. All the points are mentioned here so that when you read this PDF, you do not have any type of uh, confusion. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, let me just check how many of you are able to understand. How many of you have understood and how many of you can explain the things that I've told you. 5 points: introduction, background information, then statistical data, quotes if there is given, and then quotation. So read this entire information and break it into 5 points. And the passage which is given there, it may or may not consist all the 5 points. This is one thing. So at tonight's neighborhood meeting, we kick off our exciting community garden project. Can we say this is the introductory part? Can we say this is the introductory part? Yes, it is. Then background information. Inspired by the positive impact on neighboring areas, we aim to create a hub for shared experiences and sustainable living. This is the background information. Please focus. And it is not any rocket science. Very simple terms. Then later, study shows a 20% boost in well-being and 15% increase in local produce consumption in communities with communal gardens. The third thing. Okay. And the third thing is statistical data, which is given there. And then guest speaker John Green, a successful garden leader, he emphasizes means that he must have said something. The social and environmental benefits, right? Let's turn this vision into reality, starting with our first planting day next month. Together, we will nurture a thriving green heaven for all. So everybody understand, have you understood this, what I was trying to convey? Very good. So this was an exercise that we did here in class, but do not I will not leave you so easily. 2 more exercises are there, DIY, right? This, the other person, the other thing, this is your homework, right? And everybody who's present here, I have all the attendance here. This is your homework, and you will be commenting in chat section of YouTube. Okay, you will have to answer all these points. You break the passage into those 5 points and answer in the comment section. I will be replying you. It's like modernization in education. I cannot check your copy in hard format, the hard copies, but I can check virtually. So, how many of you? Where can I get the YouTube channel link? The same Edu Shastra. The video will be uploaded very soon, and you can get this. And अच्छा मैं पूछता हूँ आप लोगों से, from how many of you can I can expect that you will read this passage and you will answer it there. You can take the screenshot. You can take the screenshot. This is your homework. Okay, Ronak, over. And Shitish, Labiba, Sai. Amazing. Very good. Very good. See, if you are not going to involve in these activities, then there will be no benefit. Or I should say, these things will not benefit you to that extent as I want. So, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं करना है. If I'm saying anything here, you just follow that, because I know how things work. I know actually how things work psychologically, right? So if who am I? I'm your coach now, and I know how things work. You just follow me. As I mentioned in the starting, that Rome was not built in a day. It takes time. So within a month or within the 45 days of a span, you will feel that things are improving, but it will take this time. Okay. Great. One more situation is given here. Answer me. Five points are introduction, background information, right? And introduction, background information, statistical data, quotes, and conclusion. Introduction will definitely be there always. Background information will be there. Conclusion will be there. This and this may or may not be. Great. The first line, good morning, everyone. Today marks the start of our health and wellness journey. This is the introductory part. So I hope you have understood that what this passage is going to be about. Let's explore the practical strategies for holistic well-being. In our fast-paced lives, prioritizing health is crucial. The background information. Studies show regular exercise and a balanced diet lead to a 30% stress reduction and 20% increase in productivity. The data, statistical data, right? Wellness is a journey, not a destination. Let's embark together. The conclusive part. That's it. Amazing. So all the 5 points which were given in the explicit section, that all are done. Let's focus on the further thing. So if it is implicit, it can be two things. Whether it could be an inference or it could be an assumption. Now, these 2 points are very crucial, very important, very funny. Yes, I'm using this term deliberately. I'm using this term funny deliberately, and actually, it is very funny. Can you please tell me, what do you mean by inference? What is your understanding about inferences? See, I know that these two are not any new terms for you. And inference and assumptions are the crucial part of critical reasoning also. And you know that how critical reasoning questions are asked. In fact, if I talk about the last 3 years of CAT exam, the weightage of critical reasoning part is approximately around more than 55% plus. This is the weightage. CR part, because that CR part is involved here also. It is incorporated in RCs. What we take from the passage, okay? I have two definitions. One, the typical bookish language definition. One definition in typical bookish language, that is, Yeah. So one definition is this. An inference is a conclusion or deduction that is made based on available evidence and reasoning rather than explicit or stated information. So this we have already, gone through. But now one more new term is the deduction. What does it mean by conclusion? We know we conclude something on based on some data, but it is different from conclusion. So I'm not going to explain you this. It involves drawing logical conclusion from information or premises presented there. Doesn't make sense for me. I will make you things clear. I'll make things clear for you in such a way so that you never forget. It's very simple. An inference is like making an educated guess or figuring something out based on what you already know. Okay? Let me tell you. Please focus on my words. When you read something or when somebody says something to you, right? When you hear someone, to someone, what did I say? When you read something or when any information is conveyed to you, so few things are explicit, जो साफ साफ बोल दी जाती है, जैसे कि शर्मा जी का बेटा कितना पढ़ाई करता है, explicitly said. Few things are not said, not stated, and these are implicit. ठीक है? एग्जाम्पल से आप बहुत अच्छे से समझ जाओगे. लेट मी शो यू. यू सी डार्क क्लाउड्स. आप बाहर गए, आपने देखा बहुत डार्क क्लाउड्स हैं, बादल, काले काले बादल. तो आपके माइंड में कुछ थॉट्स आएंगे. यू विल गेट सम थॉट्स इन योर माइंड, करेक्ट? कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट थॉट्स यू विल गेट? If you see dark clouds, no, it is not conclusion. Okay, Labiba, conclusion and inferences are totally different things. Yes, Kuvar, Alan, Khushi, everybody is saying that it's going to rain. Khushi, please focus. Khushi has said it is going to rain. Okay, and most of the students have answered like Alan, Kuvar, Nandini. Nandini's answer is different. So somebody has said it may rain. Please focus here. It may rain. Somebody has said it might rain. Okay. Ronak is saying need to take an umbrella. Why? You can take raincoat also. Okay. So whatever thoughts are coming there in your mind, these are nothing but inferences. Okay, inferences, nothing but inferences. Now, please tell me, is there any difference between the three statements that I have written here? It may rain and it might rain and it is going to rain. It is going to rain. Isn't it very certain thing? Confident that it is definitely going to rain? This is not certain, yes or no? I just forgot the name of the student, but somebody has said this. If you say it is going to rain, so you are being very certain about this. But based on this information, because you do not have any other data, right? Then by what percent of clouds should be dark and it rains? You cannot say. It may or might rain. That also makes these two words have a different sense. May represents. Let me show you why grammar is very important. May and might, both the words are used to show possibility. Both the words are used to show possibility. But, ability, right? But if there is more possibility, we use may. If there is less possibility, we say might. So have you ever wondered that these two words can make this difference, may or might? And that is why the grammar part is also very important, because that will play a very crucial role. Don't worry, we will learn. Second situation. So if you see dark clouds, so inference is it might rain soon, because dark clouds often mean rain. This is the thought, and this means the inference part. Everybody, please answer me. Am I able to make this thing very clear? And are you enjoying this part? Are you enjoying this? Amazing. I'm giving you one more situation. Answer it. Now see, the thought, what came to be as an inference, it was not a new thing. You already knew that जब भी काले बादल होते हैं, बारिश होती है. It's very simple. Second thing, You see a leash, a dog bowl, and toys in your neighbor's yard. So, what thoughts you will get? What thoughts you will get? These will be inferences. What thoughts you will get? They have a dog. They have a dog. Very interesting answer. They have a dog. They may have a dog. Very good, Aditi. Very good. Amazing. A dog can be there, or a dog may be there. And quite possible that the dog is not theirs. It's somebody else's dog. So please focus what I was trying to say. If you say they have a dog, you are being very certain. Like 100% they have a dog. But you cannot say this. Why? Because you do not have any other data. They may have a dog. Right? They may have a dog. May, might. Correct? Because there are n number of possibilities. Are you getting the subtlety of this topic? Please answer me. And it is very interesting. ये बहुत बहुत अमेजिंग टॉपिक है रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन एंड यू नो इफ यू एस इट अगर तुम लोग इसमें एक्सपर्ट हो जाओगे ना तो यू नो यू विल प्ले विद वर्ड्स समटाइम्स इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी वेरी क्लियर एंड हम लोगों के साथ जनरली प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना बिकॉज वेन यू आर वेरी क्लियर इट बिकम्स अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर द अदर पर्सन बिकॉज आप जो कहना चाहते हो आप एक्सप्लिसिटली वही बोल रहे हो बट सामने वाला तो वही समझ रहा है ना जो उसका अपना बैकग्राउंड इंफॉर्मेशन उसके अंदर है राइट Is this interesting? Think yes or no. I'm giving you one more situation. So if you see a leash, a dog bowl, and toys in your neighbor's yard, so the thought can be an inference if you feel they likely have a dog, right? Because now, what information you already have? The items which they have, leash, dog bowl, and toys, suggest that they own a pet. So likely have means may or might. Clear? Giving you one more situation. You find an empty ice cream tub in the trash of your refrigerator. So what thoughts you will have? What could be the inference? You have to answer this in the comment section. Okay, you have to answer this in comment section. See, I have attendance that how many of you are present? And I will be checking everybody's comment there. Right? Next. One more situation. You notice that a school bus is stopping near your neighbor's house every weekday morning. A school bus stops at your neighbor's house every weekday morning. So what could be the inference? You have to answer in the comment section. Okay? That's it. If you want, you can answer this also. Okay, tell me one more thing. That for one particular situation, anyone ate the ice cream? Yes, not here. Answer in the comment section. I will read and I'll reply there. One thing. For one particular situation, for one particular concept, I'm providing you at least 3-4 examples. You find it is good because these examples make things clear. Also, I'm giving you 1 or 2 examples as a practice. Do you find the way I'm teaching, the content that I'm giving you, delivering you is actually worth it? Great. Neighbor is likely to have a school bus stop near their house. Okay, it could be one inference. Very good. Now you are using these words may, might, likely to have. Very good. Amazing. Okay, so the last term that we have is assumption. Let's discuss. I believe you all know what is the meaning of assumption. Can you please explain this? Actually, I'm not discussing assumption part here because this will be cleared in a lucid manner when you are solving the question. So do not worry. I'm leaving this assumption part as of now. Okay. Now, this is a real CAT exam question. How things are given there. So it's not difficult at all. But yeah, few things are there. On left side, what is given? Please read Please read and tell me, read only this part, till this part, till this part, and tell me which side's language is easy, the left side or the right side. Which side's left or right, the language is easy to understand. Don't worry about assumption, Labiba, Ronak. We will be discussing it. What you are saying is not true. If something is true or not, this is not an assumption actually. Assumption is basically thought behind a conclusion. No, it's not completely true. Please answer me which side is the easiest one to understand? The left side or the right side? Left, 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 left. So here it says scientists used to think that there are two groups of nerves in the human brain. Right? We in our human brain, we have two nerves. One is called hypothalamus, right? And this is called suprachiasmatic nuclei. In short, it is SCNs. They believe that these SCNs were responsible for controlling our daily biological cycles known as circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms are the patterns that repeat roughly every 24 hours, matching the cycle of daylight and darkness caused by Earth spinning. That means day and night. That's it. Simple. Amazing. Shall I tell you one thing that will alleviate your fear of exams? Let me show you. Somebody saying right side is easy. Really? Cover, really? Please focus. Let me show you one thing. The information which is provided on left side is the easier version. This is the easier version. But in exam, CAT paper or any other GMAT, in MBA exams, in aptitude test, the same thing will be given in this way. The language will not be easy. The context is actually very easy, but the language would be a bit tricky to understand. This is in exam, right? This is the language of exam. Scientists long believe that two nerve clusters in the human hypothalamus called suprachiasmatic nuclei, SCNs, were what controlled our circadian rhythms. Those rhythms are biological cycles that recur approximately every 24 hours in synchronization with the cycle of sunlight and darkness caused by Earth's rotation. So this is the actual exam language. So, समझ में आया कुछ कि what is expected from you? Everybody, please answer. So, what we discussed today? Right side part is concised way, because they are not telling you that our brain has two parts. Here it is mentioned. So that is the concised way. So after being a manager, the reports that you will get, they will be having a concised information, and much of the information will be implicit. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the session. Today, what we did, we understood I just showed you the format of the exam. Later, I told you the requirements of this examination, right? Now, from which type of questions are asked and from which category the questions are mostly asked, everything will be discussed in our later sessions. Okay, I hope everybody has liked the class. So that's it for now. Everybody, please, I request you all to comment on YouTube to reply, to provide your feedback that how did I teach you. Yes, I'll be teaching you the RC part, the CR part. Do not worry about that. Thank you so much, Yash. Do post the same comment on YouTube. Okay, chalo. आज के लिए बस इतना ही. मिलते हैं आपसे next class में. Thank you so much and be regular in the classes. That's the only thing that I require. That's it. Chalo. Bye. Take care.